Okay,
We're
hi
live.
everyone. I think we are live out here in Southern California. Good to see everybody. Refreshing our screens.
Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to the live stream. We're streaming a little bit different today. We have our computers down here, which we're going to be taking a look at the questions and comments on, and we're streaming through our phone. And we also have Mac here today. So we were actually not going to stream today. We're going to take Memorial Day off, but I thought what a great chance with Camera Guy home from work today for him to jump on here and for us to be able to talk to you guys, because I know a lot of you are off work today too.
Yeah, I thought it'd be really cool to be able to do this because I'm normally at work taking my lunch, watching, jumping on the chat with you guys. But hey, let's just do it because I'm home. We'll do one together.
So it's a great opportunity. So if you guys have questions for Camera Guy, Jerry, as to how we film our YouTube videos or about camera gear or anything like that, get them ready because he's going to be definitely taking some questions on that. And if you have any questions for Mac back there about being the garden dog, you could ask those too. But we just want to say happy Memorial Day, and we are very thankful just thinking about people who sacrificed so much for our country and how that's really changed our lives. So I don't know if you or any of your family members are affected or in the wars or anything like that for our country, but we just want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We're very, very grateful.
Yeah, what I think would be really cool, and this is really for any country, if you know someone, that has given their life in the line of service, just type in the chat right now, just type in me. I think that'd be kind of cool to see all the different people who have a relative or who know someone who has given their lives through service. So I'm going to type in me,
So guys, the way we're going to do it today is we really don't have an agenda or a topic. We just really want to take a look at the chat and see what you guys are, what questions you guys have. Try and answer whatever questions we can.
Look at all these views coming in.
Wow, that's great. That's awesome. Chris Brown, Jack, Beth Gold, guys, that's awesome. Pam, son is a new airman in the Air Force.
Awesome.
So guys, that's just great to hear, and we are so thankful for your sacrifice. And I know it's a big sacrifice for families too who send loved ones off in the service. So thank you guys so much for your service. So there's people here from all over the U.S. so far. I don't know if there's anyone here from all over the world, but it's great to have you guys here. I know it's a busy day with families and barbecues and that kind of thing. So we really do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to join us.
Yeah, Mariana, I like the sounds of the birds too. I mean, Kim has told me that if she just comes and sits, all the animals come out. It's really pretty cool. And while we were setting up, there was this giant lizard on the wall here. He didn't even move. He was just like, "Hey, you guys, what's up?" So it's really cool how they just come. It's cool.
They kind of come alive, and if you take time just to sit and be still, it's amazing what you see. And yeah, someone's saying in the background, Mag is eating flies or bugs.
Yeah.
He always thinks he's going to catch the bees.
Yep.
So we keep telling him not to, but he just kind of goes for it. So let's see, guys, if there is any questions here. Okay, there's a lot of people. Wow, I'm just so touched. Scrolling by, I think someone up a little farther in the chat, Ted, my wife's father died in combat.
Wow.
Wow, that's so sad, but thank you so much for your sacrifice. We really, really do appreciate it. Let's see here. Hello from Bronx, New York. Glenda, hi, how are you today? Patio Gardener from Redlands, California. West Coast Gardener from the west coast of Canada. Oh, that's great. I didn't realize you were in Canada. So it's great to have you guys here today. A lot of people coming back week after week.
Michelle asked, she goes, "Who is Camera Guy, your husband?" And no, we just live together. We're just kidding. We've been married 32 years now. This past week actually was our anniversary. So yeah, I'm her husband. And the whole term Camera Guy just came by a fluke when we were shooting a video once. It just kind of happened. Kim said, "Hey, Camera Guy, bring the camera over here to get this close up." And that's how my name was kind of born. So I'm Camera Guy and Jerry. I'll answer to both.
So yeah, if you guys haven't seen him, he's usually behind the camera, but we try and get him in some videos too. It's always fun. We love interacting in the videos, and we did film that raised bed garden video over the weekend. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely go and check it out. It's a really fun project, and it was a pretty easy project for us to put together in a pretty short period of time. So
yeah, Christian here says you guys should try to get a garden show on TV.
Well, who knows?
Yep.
Maybe someday we will, right?
Yep.
That would be a lot of fun. But thank you for that. It's very nice. And Santa Ana Road Wildman says, happy anniversary. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, right
Appreciate
on, man.
that.
Thanks.
Someone else is asking, we actually have had this question a lot. Did you get married as babies? No, we didn't. We actually got married when I was 20, and I think you were 24.
24.
Right.
So I think we just gave our age.
I think we just gave our age away, but we age
Nice.
well, I think, is what we heard. So anyway, let me see. I'll take some garden questions, and then Jerry will look for camera questions.
Sure.
Too,
Yeah.
okay?
Go for it.
So bring on your camera questions, guys. Okay, Roberta. Let's see. Where did Roberta's comment go? Here we are. Roberta, happy Memorial Day from Florida. Enjoyed your 4-basket harvesting last night. Okay. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed that video. The harvest videos are always a lot of fun, and people really seem to like them too. So I'm glad you're enjoying them. Thank you. Let's see here. Mathamalar. Okay, I'm not sure. I think you might have lost someone in a war. So thank you for sharing that. And we're very grateful for their sacrifice too.
Hey Josh, out in Joshua Tree. Good to chat with you live. That's kind of cool. I'm usually chatting with you via text. And Joshua Tree is just gorgeous out there. I've camped out there with my son in the winter months when it gets down to like 26, which is crazy cold for us. And we got a little light snow at night, and it was just a great memory. Beautiful place, very beautiful place.
Okay, here's a question from Nisha. Anaheim pepper flower buds keep falling off. What should I do? I feed them on a regular basis and even watering. And Nisha, you are up north, I believe, right? Northern California. Usually pepper blossoms drop when it gets hot, but I don't imagine it's been too hot up there. It could possibly be too cold. I know we've had a lot of cold nights here in the 40s, which is unusually cold for us. And when the peppers get cold, they're just not going to grow as well, and it could cause the blossoms to drop off as well. So hopefully the weather will warm up and your peppers will perk up and start growing for you.
How about this? How about I answer that question I think Robert had about my editing software,
Okay.
and then you get your next question ready. So if you guys want to throw questions at me, I think it might just flow better that way. We'll just kind of take turns like we're doing the Christmas parade together or something. But earlier, I think it was Robert asked me what video editing software I use. I actually use a free software. It's called DaVinci Resolve. You can go to their website and download it for free. And it's very straightforward. I really like it a lot for the simple edits that we do on our show. And you know, I'm not trying to make movies or anything like that. And so it's very simple. And what I really, really like about it the most is that it renders the fastest I've seen any editing software render. So that's it, DaVinci Resolve, freeware.
Okay, and here's a great question from Patio Gardener Al. Since I live in Southern California, is it still okay to start seeds? I want to start some eggplant. Is it too late? And this is probably one of the most asked questions I get. Is it too late to start seeds? And especially if you live in a southern climate, it is never too late. I grow things year-round here in California, and you can definitely get eggplant started. It does take eggplant a little bit longer to grow from seed, but get some started now. And what I would also recommend is maybe, since it is getting a little bit into the summer, is pick up an eggplant transplant from your garden center. That way you have one to put in the ground that will start producing for you, and then the one you start from seed now will be ready to harvest probably midsummer. So definitely try and start at different stages. If you live in a northern climate, what I would do is start with some of the fast growing seeds like cucumbers and squash, even lettuce and kale, things that will grow very quickly. That way you're ready to harvest in about 6 weeks. So hopefully that helps answer your question. Oh, and before I forget, guys, you might have seen this on Saturday's video, but I am running a Memorial Day sale on my website. So you get 20% off all seed collections, all the CaliKim containers with the code homegrown when you check out, and that goes through midnight tonight. So make sure you head over. I want you guys to get started. That's, you know, for as cheaply as possible. It's one reason why I'm running so many sales lately, so you can get your seeds planted and get to growing vegetables as soon as you can for inexpensive.
All right, so while you look for your next question, Mariana is asking a camera question. She asked, what camera do I use? Up to last Saturday, I've been using the Canon M6. It's a vlogger's camera. It's a really small camera, autofocusing, etc., and really light, and has a flip-up display, so you can vlog like this and you can see yourself. So I've been using that, and I just recently converted over to the Sony A7 III. It's a DSLR, it's mirrorless, etc. It gets a little more complicated, but that's kind of it camera-wise, keeping it simple. And you know, this is my thing. this is my hobby, is the camera and the editing and the lighting, blah, 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 blah. Gardening is Kim's thing. So it's kind of fun. It's my way to play. She gets her way to play. It works out really good. I think we're pretty fortunate.
Yep, it's a fun way to hang out and do things that we love together. Okay, here's a great question from Sandra. How long can your seeds stay in storage? Sandra, I have used some of my seeds. I'm still using them 3 or 4 years later. You get a really good germination rate for a couple of years, I'd say 1 to 2 years. And after that, the germination rate does start to kind of decline. You can always do a little test germination and see if your seeds are still viable. But if you purchase any of my seeds now, I think that was your question, you'll be able to use them for a year or two. So if you want to pick up your fall garden seeds or any other seeds for the next year, go ahead and do that now with the sale, and they're going to be just fine for quite a while now.
Okay, West Coast Gardener asked, what lav mics do we use? We actually use Ceramonics lav set. They are not quite as expensive as the Sennhausers. So that's why we went with them. We tested them and really, really liked them. So we kept them. So they're called Ceramonic, and there are 2 lavaliers, one for her, one for me, and then the receiver goes on top of my camera. And we're really happy with them.
Okay. Yeah, we are happy with that. Okay, here is from Maxine. I'm still patiently waiting to put my plants outside as we are still getting frost here in Newfoundland. It is great to have you watching all the way from Newfoundland. Thank you so much, and hopefully things will clear up soon so you're able to get your plants outside. Now, did you know that you can still get them planted outside and even provide them with a little bit of a cover at night, like a plastic cover, maybe a storage bin you can put over them, and that way you can get them outside and kind of get them going even before the frost is finished. Here, let me take another garden question, Jerry, unless you've got one ready.
Go for it.
From Jeannie. Garden question. It seems there is a relationship on success of the garden if the daytime and nighttime temperatures are too extreme. Does it have an effect on it? Yes, it does actually. Your tomatoes and your peppers really like the warm weather vegetables. Actually, most of them really like the nighttime temperatures in the 50s and 60s. If you get them out there too cold, if you have a couple cold nights, a lot of times they'll just sit there and really not grow too much. That's one of the issues we've had this spring, is we've had several nights that have dipped down into the 40s. So things just aren't really growing that quickly right now. A lot of cloudy days too. So the daytime temperature for warm weather vegetables, they really like between 70 and 90 degrees. Once it gets above 90, everything kind of slows down as well. So hopefully that helps answer your question there.
Nisha asked a question that I've never ever answered in all of our 7 years here of doing the channel. But Nisha asked, where do I work? And I actually work in one of the studios here in Southern California. I don't work in physical production or anything along those lines, but I work the back lot. I work just kind of all over the lot. And it's a dream job. I really, really love it. And that's about it. I mean, I just love that, and coming here and then shooting here for CaliKim.
And by the way, guys, I meant to mention too, if you don't follow him on Instagram, you definitely want to. He's at CaliKim or CaliKameraGuy on Instagram. He posts a lot of behind the scenes from our videos that we film, behind the scenes of CaliKim, and also some behind the scenes of the movie studio where he works. So I think he's really funny in his posts, and they're really interesting. So definitely make sure you head over and follow him over there. Let's see if we have, I know we've got lots of other garden questions flying by.
Barbara, glad you made it.
Let's see, Christian Brown is asking about okra. And guys, I do get asked about okra a lot. I've never actually grown okra. So I think I had a bad experience with it when I was a kid, like eating that slimy okra. So I really need to try it again because it does really love the warm temperatures from what I hear from other southern gardeners. So if you guys out there like to grow okra, I would love to hear some tips as well. But Christian, from everything I know, you want to plant it in the hot temperatures. It's going to do just fine.
Elvin, Alexander, good to see you too. Thanks for being here. Great to have you. Let us know where you're from.
Kevin here is watching from, I don't think he says, oh, Massachusetts, and planted bush beans last week. How soon should I begin seeing sprouts? Okay, Kevin, if it is warm, if the temperatures are warm right now, the bush beans are going to sprout within a week. They're very quick growing. So I'd say if you're getting like 70 to 85 degree temperatures, you should see some sprouting and growing and hopefully be harvesting in about 6 weeks.
We have someone from Minnesota saying they just got snow. I tell you,
Oh my goodness.
I have such respect for Minnesota and North. You guys just have the brutalist, I think I just made that word up, the brutalist weather. It's unbelievable up there. I would like to see Minneapolis sometime, you know, just to see the city, and St. Paul. I think it's called St. Paul, but in the summertime. But anyhow, hang in there. Hopefully the summer's coming. Everything seems a little bit goofy weather-wise these days, but good to have you here.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy. You're still getting snow. It seems like the weather all over is really strange. I know there's been a lot of tornadoes this week too, so hopefully you guys weren't affected by that. Just make sure you're staying safe, staying inside. And I know Jack's out there watching from Maryland, and he was mentioning beforehand that even in a tornado, his garden, he's still growing his garden. He hasn't given up, and it's still doing great. So Jack, great job. I'm really proud of you for everything you're doing in your garden. That's awesome.
Okay, as you get your question ready, Catalino Jacinto asks, what growing zone are you in? I should be able to answer this, being the camera guy for 7 years. We are in zone 10B.
We're
9B.
Well, we're in 9, but I think the zones might have changed lately.
Oh, they changed the zone.
And I really haven't checked, but we used to be in 9B. It might have changed to 10. Anyway, we're in 9 or 10. So very good.
Hey.
After all these years, huh? Okay, getting tons of lettuce growing. This is from Adam. Getting tons of lettuce growing. How do you keep it from getting dirty from the rain? I don't think there's any way to keep it from getting dirty. I'm assuming you're mentioning when it splashes, like the soil might splash up on it. I really wouldn't worry about that too much. Just the lettuce is going to do great in the cool weather. It loves the rain. Just bring it inside and wash it off really well. What I like to do with all my vegetables is put it in a sink full of water, and then put a couple of drops of vinegar in the sink, or maybe like a half a cup, and that kills the bugs and makes it nice and clean. Then you rinse it again and pat it dry, put it in the salad spinner, and you are good to go. The fresh lettuce is amazing. So good. Okay.
Oh, I had a good question here. Where'd it go? I think a guy named Kevin was asking what our favorite flavor ice cream was.
Favorite flavor ice cream? Well, I love peanut butter chocolate anything, so it's usually my favorite flavor ice cream too.
Yeah, for me too, it's chocolate, chocolate chip, or mint and chip. Those are my favorites.
Yeah, those are good. I love dark chocolate, and we've been making these dark chocolate peanut butter cups.
Because they're healthy for you.
Which are really, really good. So, okay, let's see here.
Hey, Miguel from San Diego, what's up? We love it down there. Actually, I have a great San Diego story to tell. Tell me when you're ready.
Oh, cool. Go ahead.
Okay, get your question right now.
Get my question ready.
San Diego, there's a place called the Biltmore Hotel. When we used to live in, not the Biltmore, what's the?
Coronado.
The Coronado, Hotel
Coronado.
del Coronado.
Yeah.
When we lived in Colorado for 10 years, we would come out to the hotel to get the cheapest room we could get. That's when we found out we were going to have our first child. So we went down to the concierge. They told us, well, that's great. I am not kidding you. A year later, we came back. They remembered us, and we told them, look, we've got a baby now. We were here a year ago. They remembered us, and they sent us like a bottle of champagne up to our room. So it was really, really cool. Love San Diego.
It's really sweet. Yeah, we do love San Diego. Okay,
Sorry about that.
Sorry, I lost my question. Oh, Busy Little House from Quebec, Canada. That's awesome. We have a lot of Canadian viewers on here today, so thanks for joining us. Sorry, I lost my question here. Okay, Timothy, Kim, some of my eggplant are dying. The leaves are dying. I need your help. The eggplant do like it hot. They like it warm. So if it's still cool weather where you're at, just hang in there. What I would do if you have any leaves that aren't looking so great, just pinch them off. Keep everything well watered, and fertilized and everything, and just be patient. Hopefully the weather will warm up and it's going to do really well. I know it's kind of cooler all over the U.S. right now, although I know like Louisiana and some places south are getting 90 degrees already. So it's just been really weird weather this year. It's been really cool here too.
Hey, traveling grandma gardener, you made it. Good to see you here. You didn't miss anything. No, I'm just kidding. Good to have you here. Watch the replay. You can catch up to this. And Kim, I think while you look for a question, we have to address the elephant in the room. We're getting tons of questions about the tomato grow-off.
Oh, we are? I'm sorry, I didn't see those.
That's okay. It's flying by. But we've got more than one person asking, what's our strategy? How's it coming? Are we going to win? How do we plan to meet? What's his name? And Jess. I'm just kidding. we all know who what's his name is. It's our good friend Gary, Breasted Gardener. So garden. So catch us up to speed.
Okay. I did do an update video a couple weeks ago, showed you guys the seedling. We still have it growing indoors under grow lights. This week what I plan to do is get it transplanted in a little smart pot transplanter. Give it a little bit more room to grow while we get our site ready to plant outdoors and while it hardens off. So we'll be doing that in a video probably in the next couple of weeks, I would say, but it's coming along great. And there are a ton of entries over on the Facebook page, Facebook group, Gardening Coast to Coast. You can go over there and search hashtag Tomato Grow Off 2019 to see the entries. And if you want to enter, make sure you post your photo over there. All the rules are there. Gary's got his entry there. Jess, I'm not sure if her entry is there, but you can check her channel for that at Roots and Refuge, or Gary at the Rusted Garden. So it's coming along really well. We're really excited about it.
How long till we have a video on it? Or did you just say that?
Well, we'll probably have an update video, I'd say give or take 2 weeks or so.
Okay, so in 2 weeks, be watching for that one.
Yes, and I may do a little, sneak peek in between on one of my coffee walks, or post over on Instagram.
Yeah,
so
we're pretty locked. We're pretty locked down on that one. We're not revealing too much.
Right. We'll reveal more as we go. Okay, I did see a really great question here from Daisy. I have white spots on my zucchini leaves. Is that bad? Okay, Daisy, a lot of people really struggle with that, myself included. That's actually called powdery mildew. And it usually happens when your plants get wet, stay wet, don't dry off during the day. It happens a lot in very humid climates or when you've gotten a lot of rain. So because we've had so much rain this year, I expect to have a lot of problems with it. I do have a couple videos on what to do about it. What you can do is do a milk water spray. And you can get all the exact formula over on my video. I think it's called, just look up powdery mildew on my channel and it should pull up a video on how to deal with it. But you want to take care of it as soon as you can because it does spread really, really easily and could definitely affect the growth of your plant. So hopefully you get rid of that and you're able to get some squash.
Well, I want to put everyone at ease. Pretty Alice Moon has joined the chat. In case you were wondering where she was, she's running late today. So she has been following us for years and is always so, I'm going to talk to you like you're in the room. You're always so kind and encouraging to us, Pretty Alice Moon. Thank you so much. I always love it when you show up in the chat. So great to have you here. Bridget Sarah is from England. Now, I'm just really curious about England people that garden, but isn't it difficult to garden in England? Can you chat something down here and let us know, like, what are your challenges? Because isn't it always kind of like cloudy and, just kind of rainy there? So I've always kind of wondered, are you learning from us? And you say that you have, and that's wonderful. We're glad to hear it. So if you can, just chat us something about what it's like to garden in England. I've always wanted to know about that.
That's great. It's really fun to hear how gardeners all over the world are doing things. Because I always think that, it's not one thing that works for everyone. It really depends on where you live, your climate, what you like to do, and your growing space. So it's really fun to hear how different people kind of get to the same end of growing vegetables. Okay, here's a great question from Donna Daly. Is it okay to plant veggies in 100% worm castings? Okay, Donna, I've used worm castings solely as a soil amendment, which is really what it's meant to be. I've never planted 100% in worm castings. I have planted in worm castings and mixed in coco coir. So just coco coir just gives a little bit extra aeration to the soil, and that actually does help if you're growing inside because it helps prevent the fungus gnats that like to feed on like the live soil or the eggs that might be in the soil that you mix in with it. So I would say maybe try it in a smaller type of situation. See how it works for you rather than dumping it, in your whole garden. But it's always good to experiment and then see what works.
Hey, this is really cool. Bridget typed back. She said, yes, it is hard to garden. There's some challenges up there in the heat. She has a south-facing garden in London. That's so cool.
Wow.
I know someone in London. That's so cool. I thought you would be the opposite. I thought it would be kind of cloudy and dreary like on the show The Crown, something like that. Interesting. So you have a burn issue, and also West Coast Gardener was saying that about in Canada. Everything's kind of weird up there right now too,
really?
so they're dealing with heat as well.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really weird all over the place, it seems like.
Yeah, it does.
Very interesting.
The weather's really unusual. Okay. What makes tomatoes grow faster? From Shining Diamond Stables. Okay, Shining Diamond. I'd say nice warm temperatures make them grow faster. You want to make sure that you keep them fertilized and watered consistently. Make sure you're watering kind of on a schedule. I have drip irrigation, so it's really nice just to be able to set the timer and forget about it. You also want to water them deeply. You don't want to just kind of sprinkle at the base of the plant a little bit, but you want to water it, let everything soak in deeply, and then water again and make sure that it soaks way deep down into the roots. So for example, it's better to water deeper and less frequently than water a little bit every day. So give that a try and let me know how that works for you this season.
Right on. Yeah, more people are just talking about up in the north there that they're in a fire season now. It's really goofy weather patterns up there as well. While you look for your next question, another thing, last night we jumped on to Jess. What's her channel's name?
Roots and Refuge.
Roots and Refuge. I don't know if you guys have overgone to her channel at all, but it was really cool hanging out with her and just watching her style of chatting. And then she whips out her guitar and starts playing.
Yeah, that was cool.
It was so cool. So make sure you go check her out too.
Yeah,
and find out about her tomato. Let's see how it's doing for the grow off and let us know.
Now, I think she live streams on Sunday nights, maybe at 7 p.m. I'm not sure if that's Central Time or what. But yeah, check out her channel. I know she mentioned they've been getting a lot of heat there. So I think her tomatoes might be growing a little bit faster than mine. But that's okay. We have like a 100-day time period from the time we planted to the time that we harvest. So it's not like a contest by a certain date. It's really running from 100 days from seed to harvest. So that makes it a little bit less pressure, I guess. Okay, let's see. Sophie, here's a great garden question. I'm new to growing fruits and vegetables. Is there any tips you could share with me? Any good starter fruits and vegetables? Okay. First of all, Sophie, I am so excited for you that you're growing your own veggies. It's so much fun. Good job. And the biggest advice I could give you is just keep it really simple to start. And then you can always expand later on as you get a little bit more confidence under your belt. But if I was going to tell you to start with one vegetable, or anyone to start with one vegetable, it would be lettuce. That's the easiest thing to start with. You can plant it in a little 5-gallon container. Do we have our little CaliKim container? I don't know if you guys can see that right off the left of the screen there. But I have a little CaliKim Smart Pots container. It's a perfect container for growing lettuce. And you can even put it inside if it gets too hot, or just set it right outside your kitchen door. And lettuce is a great vegetable to start with.
I'll tell you something regarding lettuce that I'm still not used to is that I'll be up on, my computer upstairs, that kind of thing, and then Kim will go, I'll be right back, I'm gonna go get some lettuce from the garden. And it's like, she just goes and gets lettuce from the garden and comes back, and we've got a salad. It's really cool, and it also just tastes better.
Yeah, you're gonna love harvesting your own lettuce. It's so much fun. In fact, right behind here, we've got some, I don't know if you guys can see this on the screen, but there's red romaine, and right behind Jerry, there's some, I think this is black-seeded Simpson. It's from the lettuce seed collection. And I'm gonna pick some tonight for dinner. We're gonna barbecue some chicken. He's gonna barbecue some chicken. And we're gonna make some sweet potatoes, and I'm gonna harvest some lettuce for a salad. So you're gonna absolutely love it. And I would definitely recommend getting started with lettuce.
So Bridget from England was also saying that it is cloudy on the west side, but she moved over to the east side of London where it's hotter. So she's started to make use and plant vegetables and fruit, etc. So you're gonna probably need to, like, what's that when you put a shade cloth over your stuff to prevent it from getting burned?
That's true. Yeah, that's a really good point. You can use shade cloth to help keep out some of the heat of the sun's rays. I did see some questions about lettuce bolting. I think, was it Marianne or someone mentioned their lettuce was just bolting. And keep in mind, yeah, lettuce is a cool weather vegetable. So a lot of you that are in the springtime temperatures right now will be able to grow lettuce very easily. Once it gets above 80 degrees, it does bolt, which means it sends a tall stalk up from the middle. It starts to grow flowers. But you can kind of extend the life of lettuce by using shade cloth over it, and that will really help cool down the temperatures. And when it gets hot though, guys, grow those heat tolerant greens like the kale, chard, that absolutely love the heat. So there's no reason not to grow some type of fresh greens all year. And I do have a heat tolerant green seed collection too that you can pick up if you want to grow those heat tolerant greens.
Shalom said he is a first-time visitor here to our chat, so hey, good to have you. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
And yeah, just to let you guys know, we normally do live stream every Monday at noon Pacific time. Camera Guy's usually at work. I usually have a moderator that joins us. She's not able to be here today, so we're just moderating ourselves. But come back next Monday, because usually what I do is I have some type of a topic that we're discussing, give a couple of tips and points on it, and then we take a lot of questions from the chat. So it's really a lot of fun, and people really are getting to be friends, and we just have a great time here every week.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool how people show up early and hang out.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun.
We just need coffee.
Yeah, I'm usually in the chat about 1:15. The moderator's usually here about 11 o'clock Pacific time, and we have a great time here on Mondays.
Hey, well, Kim looks up.
Well, Christy's here.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
Wow,
Christy
awesome.
here is here. Christy,
Go ahead, Jerry.
you go ahead.
Okay.
It's your gig.
Everything Sunflowers and More is here. She's usually moderating for us, and she just jumped in the chat. So, Christy, thanks a lot for joining us.
Yeah, this was a spur of the moment thing. So, we had let her know that, yeah, we're not chatting today, that kind of thing. So then we just got the idea, hanging out with Jess last night. We were like, hey, you know what? Let's just throw one together. So anyway, Christy, good to have you here. How are you? I hope you're doing well.
Okay, let's see. Question from... I'm looking for a question here.
Well,
Kanzi, old-time subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing and following along.
Patzella's here.
Oh, Patzella. Hi, Patzella. How are you? Okay, here's a question about eggplants. I'm having problems. This is from Lovely Treasures. Hi, Lovely. Good to have you here. Or Lovey, sorry. I'm having problems with my Black Beauty eggplant. The plants are growing great and flowers like crazy, but no eggplants. What do you think could be the problem? The first thing I could think of, Lovey, and this is just a guess, but it could be that they're not getting pollinated. So hopefully you have some flowers going in your garden to bring in the pollinators. I've never tried hand pollinating eggplant, but I would imagine it's kind of the same principle as hand pollinating squash or watermelon. You can check out my videos on that. The other thing is just be patient. I know it's so hard to wait in the garden. I'm out checking my vegetables every day looking for little baby plants, little baby fruits, but just be patient. Eggplants like it warm. So hopefully with some warm weather and some sunshine, you'll be getting little baby eggplants on there very soon. But hang in there.
Pretty Alice Moon's asking if we ever grown loofah.
No, I've never
know what that is.
grown loofah. Loofah is like a loofah that you rub your skin with, right?
That's what I thought a loofah was.
Like a gourd, right? Isn't a loofah like a gourd? So if you guys have grown loofah, let me know about that. How easy it is to grow. Who knows? Maybe I'll have to pick some up and grow it.
And Petzella was saying that she enjoys this format, so that's cool. Thanks for the feedback. Good to hear that. And while you look for another question, I'll ask you all a question. If this image looks today different, what you're seeing on the live stream looks any different today, I made a little change. I just want to see if anyone else sees the change or not. So if you see something different, put it down in the chat, and I'll let you know, and I'll tell you here in a couple of minutes.
There's all kinds of tech benefits when Camera Guy is home too, which is really nice.
Well, they come with risk. Because,
They do. Yes,
because
they
lots
do.
of times they don't always work. So let me know if the picture looks different. That's the question.
Okay, here's a question from Once Upon a Garden. This is my first year growing nasturtiums. Love nasturtiums, as you can tell from right behind us. Yeah. Will they grow in the heat or die back? It's already in the 90s here and they're still fairly small. Once Upon a Garden, nasturtiums grow best in temperatures under 80 degrees. So mine are starting to die back a little bit. I know for me here in California, they don't really last once the temperature gets over 80. So probably in the 90s, they might kind of struggle. You can try growing them where they get some of the morning sun and then afternoon shade and see if that helps extend the life of them a little bit longer. So, but they are gorgeous flowers, very easy to grow. So go for it.
Well, people are typing in and they're saying, some saying it looks more clear, it looks wider. Some are saying it looks the same. But for the most part, it looks like people are saying it seems to be more clear and more wider. So I will tell you, I did put a wide angle lens on our iPhone, and I thought it might be cool if it works, and it looks like it has, is if you guys saw more during this chat by putting this wide angle lens on, you could see, I think, more up here now, right? And more this way. So cool. Thanks for the feedback. If you like it, and when you watch it on the playback cam, you can just use that on Mondays if you want. It just screws onto the back of the iPhone. It ain't rocket science. So.
Yeah, it seems like it's a nice picture. A lot of people are saying the camera, Divine says the camera is higher so it doesn't look like a floating head. Okay, that's good feedback. so you can see more of the garden. So thanks, you guys. Great feedback.
Floating head.
I know, I like that. It's funny.
That's a camera term.
Okay, question here from Lil Nye. Here in southern Indiana, the weather has been in the 80s and 90s. My sugar snap peas are just now starting to flower. Will I be able to get a harvest before they succumb to the heat? You know what I would do? They really do like temperatures under 80 degrees. You can see I've got some right up here that have already succumbed to the heat that I need to pull out. What I would do is try and put some shade cloth over them to help extend their life a little bit, so maybe you will get a small harvest. I'll try and remember to put a link in the video description of where you can pick some up on Amazon. I like to use a 40 or a 50% shade cloth, and that helps, you know, keep out some of the heat so that hopefully you can get a harvest before it gets too hot.
Now, I don't know that we're saying your name right. The same person, Lanai, from southern Indiana. Little interesting fact about us is we actually met in northern Indiana.
Yeah.
We went to Bible college together. She's from Colorado, I'm from California, and I was the first guy that she met.
Yeah.
Now, truth be told, the freshmen were on campus. I was a sophomore, so I went to go, you know, meet all the freshmen. And
check out the girls.
man, I was like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. This girl from the Rocky Mountains. So anyway, hello to Indiana. That's where and Indiana summers get hot.
Humid.
Even up north they do too, but they're beautiful. The Indian summers out there are gorgeous.
And the falls.
That's really gorgeous out there. So thanks for being here.
And funny story about Camera Guy here. The first time I saw him, he was driving a VW convertible Bug
Tansy.
in Indiana with flip-flops, no heater in the wintertime, and he wanted to take me out on dates. So, you know, at first I was like, who is this California guy?
Yep.
But then his funny personality won me over. 32 years later, we're still married. Okay, I want to give a shout out to Patricia Treadway. It's her birthday today, and she is on here with us. So Patricia, happy birthday. She's also a longtime viewer and supporter. We really appreciate you, Patricia, and I'm glad that you decided to spend a little bit of your birthday with us. Okay, we are going to take a couple more questions.
Funny Patzella.
And then we're going to sign off. Question, what breed is your dog? He is a border collie. And he is a very calm dog. Doesn't dig much in the garden, except when he's really bored, and the garden beds are empty pretty much for the most part.
Wasn't he a mix? Isn't he a mix with something else?
Yeah, I think it's some kind of a shepherd or sheepdog.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
We got him from my sister who lived on a farm.
He's
so
a sheep herding dog.
His mom was a herder. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's what he loves to do too. When little children come over, he likes he wants them to wrangle them into one place and just kind of keep them all. It's in his blood. Great dog.
Oh, here's a good camera question, Jerry.
Oh, where?
Karen Winters.
Mm-hmm.
Are you putting a silk overhead to handle the strong sunlight? Question is from my camera guy, Glenn.
Oh,
ooh, good question.
Oh, yeah.
Want me to show them?
Actually, right now, yeah, we are using Sure, go ahead.
Okay,
yeah.
I'll show you guys.
Just careful where you point the microphone. But yeah, right now we are. We have a white umbrella that's acting as a diffuser to soften the sunlight coming down onto us, so we don't look as harsh. And the sun can just really make a shot look really bad. So it's a challenge for us when we film on Saturdays, because we'll film in places where it's hard to put this umbrella or even a diffuser a regular diffuser that I have. So I always try and block the sun as best as I can. I hope that helps.
And if you're interested, we could pop that link in the video description too, because we just picked it up on Amazon. And it's been a lifesaver for us filming like midday or live streaming. So
plus I use beauty counter products on my face. That's why my skin looks so soft.
Yes, that keeps us young. Okay, let's see if there's any more gardening questions.
Yeah, well, you look for a question, I'll address Jeff's here.
Okay.
He says, when you move the camera, it fisheyes. That's right. It is a wide angle lens, so it does have that effect. You got to be careful with a wide angle lens, because if you get too close to your subject, it has a tendency to bend the sides and bend the tops a little bit, so people look smudged. I took one picture of Kim and her feet just looked huge. It was really funny. Of course, that one never made it out to the public. But so you do have to be careful with the wide angle lens. But I like what it's doing here because it is stationary. I think it's a gorgeous shot. I'm liking it.
Yeah, I might end up using it for live streams on Mondays, because it does show a lot in the garden, so which is a lot of fun. Okay, Jack. Sorry, Jack, I've seen your question scroll by a couple times. How long after bloom is pollinated will the zucchini be ready for harvest? It's dependent on so many different things, Jack. Number one being the weather. It really depends on the temperature during the night and the day. Depends on how much moisture or rain you're getting, if you've got disease or bugs. But generally speaking, zucchini will be ready to harvest about 4 to 6 weeks after you plant a transplant in the garden. So, I'd say after it's pollinated, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, depending on all those factors I just mentioned. I think you're going to be getting some good zucchini this year, Jack. I just have a feeling.
Fernandez Farm. Hey, you. It's JC. Thank you for that compliment on the shot here. And let's see. Fernandez Farm also has a YouTube channel, so you may want to check them out. I think they're in Texas. Talk about hot.
Wow,
Oh, gosh.
yeah.
I don't know how you guys do that. It's crazy out there.
Okay, here's Nicole. Why does my pepper plant leaves get holes in them? There's no slugs. Nicole, I feel your pain. I don't know if you saw my video this past week about holes in my pepper plants. I have a ton of holes in them right now, and I'm telling you guys, we've come out here at night. I can't find anything eating them. I think I'm going to come out here really late tonight and check it out. But go back and check out my coffee walk video from last week. I sprayed with the neem oil. I also put down some Sluggo Plus just to cover all of my bases, and I still have, I don't think I'm getting any new holes, but the biggest thing you can do is just observe your plants daytime and nighttime. And if you can figure out what's eating them, that's really half the battle. So I'm right there with you, and I'll let you know if I find anything else out for my garden walks too.
I'll tell you something about Kim that you may not know, because she would probably never tell you, is that Kim will literally come out here and handpick, what were those gross looking worm things?
Oh, the hornworms?
She will literally handpick hornworms off of each plant, one at a time. She will come out here and spray neem oil on each plant, one at a time. So there's lots of questions like, hey, how do you take care of this, how do you do that? Kim hits the battle head on, and she will just do what it takes to get things handled out here. It's very, very impressive. On the flip side of that, while we're on this subject, I do want to speak to the significant others that have a gardening significant other. And Kim said to me this past week, and it really just resonated with me, she just said, I just like having you out here. You don't always have to be helping, but I just like having you out here. So, that really kind of stuck with me, and so now I do make it an effort to just be out here and chill and do that thing, just because Kim says it's just nice having someone out here with her. So if you are a significant other of a gardener, you may want to think about that one.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I'm in the garden alone by myself a lot, which I do enjoy that, but anytime I can have someone out here, it's just always so much fun.
All right, we got a couple minutes left.
Oh, yeah, we better wrap it up here, huh? Okay. Oh, here's Learn to Grow. Thank you, Learn to Grow, for that tip. Place a piece of cardboard on the ground near the plants. The slugs will hide under it when you move them. I will be doing that tonight. I actually stuck one over there in the garden, and I want to get it wet and put it on the soil today, Learn to Grow. So thank you so much for that reminder. Is it true that neem oil harms beneficial insects? Okay, I've gotten asked that question a lot lately. Neem oil is for the chewing and sucking insects. It will not harm the bees. You do want to avoid spraying the flowers. You want to spray the leaves, and that way, when because the bees aren't chewing on the plants, they're just going to extract the pollen. So when the bugs climb over the leaves and then chew on the leaves that you sprayed with the neem oil, that's when they ingest it, and then their life cycle is disrupted. So I had a lot of questions too on last week's video. I sprayed it in the morning. A lot of people said you shouldn't spray it in the morning. It was early in the morning. The sun was not bright and intense that day. A lot of people were concerned that my plants were going to get burned. The one plant I really sprayed down well was in the shade and not in the bright sunlight till later in the day. But that day was only going to be about 60 degrees. So it was just fine. You don't want to spray it in the heat of the day, but early in the morning or late in the evening is just fine.
Garden Obsession out in North Carolina, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, is saying that they handpick Japanese beetles off of their vegetables out there.
Wow.
And I think you also posted a picture of that, didn't you, not on your Instagram, Garden Obsession? Creepy looking. Respect to you, dude. That's good.
Yeah, those guys are crazy. We get them occasionally, and they're very aggressive. they like will dive bomb me out in the garden. So
Yep. Garden Obsessions has a YouTube channel as well, so give it a check.
definitely check that out. Okay, I think we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. Let me see, maybe answer one more.
While you're looking, I'll
And-
say, Rick Castaneda, good to have you here. You just recently discovered us. Great to have you. Let us know what you think, and we sure hope that we give you some good info and a good time along the way.
Okay, here's one last question from Brian about, do you ever release ladybugs in your garden for aphids? I have done that one time, way back in the beginning when we started our channel. We did that. And more power to you guys if you've done it and it works. The ladybugs just all flew away. So I didn't have much success with it. I love seeing ladybugs in the garden.
Yeah, we're not saying it didn't work. We're just saying for us, we released them. I think we followed the instructions about releasing them, and then we just kind of watched them go.
Yeah, the next day they were gone.
And
So
I remember thinking, that's supposed to happen? Not putting it out. I'm just saying it was just kind of funny.
yeah, for us it was an experiment that I tried and it just didn't work, and I just haven't got around to trying it again. I didn't want to spend the money on ladybugs again. So.
Yeah, and the worm bins too. We did the worm bin thing for a little bit. It was
Yeah.
it was kind of fun, and then they didn't fare well. We'll just kind of leave that one there. But
Yeah.
we don't do that anymore either.
But more power to you if you like the worm bins. It just wasn't something that we were able to keep up over the long term.
Yeah, Yvette here is saying, yeah, they fly off. That's what they do. It was fun. And I think we had a hard time finding ladybugs, didn't we, at the store?
We found some at a local store.
We had to go like 3 different hardware stores to find
Yeah.
them.
I
Anyway,
think you can get them online now too. But anyway, guys,
See you later, Jeff.
I'm really happy that you guys joined us today. I know a lot of you are off to Memorial
yeah.
Day barbecues.
Yep.
So we're going to let you guys go, and I think we're going to maybe head off to a hike ourselves.
Yep.
And enjoy the rest of the day with your families.
And remember to take just a moment of silence just to remember those that have given their lives in service
That's
to
right.
whatever country you're in, to your country, to our country. Just have a silence time to remember them.
That's right, guys. We appreciate your service and for all those who sacrificed. Okay.
Yep.
I think that'll wrap it up today. We'll see you
Okay.
guys next Monday's live stream.
All right, guys,
And well, thanks a lot for watching.
thanks. It was fun. Thanks for having me.
It's a lot of fun. Thanks a lot, Camera Guy.
All
Glad
right.
you're here.
Okay, see you guys
All right,
next
guys.
time.
Bye-bye.
Bye. How do you sign off?
We got to push the button on the camera.